Welcome to the 2.5 Hippies podcast. My name is Alex.
I'm Jack.
Jack, and then
Reed.
Yeah, so we're back at it. Reed is on the guest once again. We're going to talk about what we're going to talk about. But first off, how's everyone doing? How was everyone's week?
Week's been great.
Great. Good.
Busy.
Halloween season.
Yeah,
right?
Spooky season's
back.
back.
Yeah, hearing about all that.
It's crazy. Last time I was on the pod, it was probably like a month or plus ago. And same time I was driving over, the sun was still out. The sun was setting. Today it was pitch black on the way over. So,
yeah,
fall's in full effect.
Absolutely.
Setting earlier and earlier.
As two Cardinals fans, can we talk about that, or you guys want to just kind of move on?
I'm down to talk about it. It's dude. So I was at a work conference all weekend, and I came back probably 3:30 ish. Just in time to see us up by, 5, and then they hit the field goal, and then we had the ball, and I don't know if we went directly 3 and out, but we managed to fucking do nothing with it, give the ball back to Tennessee with just enough time, which should have been, we should have been able to at least hold them to a 50-plus yard field goal. We couldn't even do that. It was a 25-something yard field goal, and so that's the third week in a row we've lost on a walk-off field goal.
Yeah, we've lost across the last 3 games by 5 points.
I feel like all the games that the Cardinals lost are easily winnable games.
Yeah, we could be
didn't get blown out last time I checked against the Seahawks. It was a comeback. It got close.
No,
the 49ers was close, and then the
across the last 3 games, which we all lost. Across the last 3 games, which we all lost, we lost a total of 5 points.
Yeah.
Across the 3 games.
But it's inexcusable. Gannon, dude, who the fuck is our offensive coordinator? That guy needs to go.
Get out.
I don't even know who he is.
Terrible. Some of the worst play calls I've ever seen.
Dude, horrible. 3rd and 9, running the ball. And then we're not even letting Kyler run it. It's his make or break season that we've been saying for 3 years, and it's dude, literally physically make or break him. Let him run the ball.
Yeah.
Same thing. We draft Marvin Harrison Jr. We barely get him the rock. And then, obviously, we have the second highest paid tight end in the NFL, too, with Trey McBride, and we barely give him the rock, too. So it's okay, let's just give it to D. Mercado and
have him drop it right in
the end zone. The craziest thing is that happened in the Colts game the week before.
Yeah, with Davion Mitchell, something Mitchell.
Yeah.
Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, so
Mitchell.
I don't know what you got to tell those. I don't know. I honestly D. Mercado's solid, but if they would have made an example out of him, I think that would have said something across the league.
Dude, that running back core is broken. I don't know who's
Benson
next.
looks like shit.
Is he hurt? I'm pretty sure he's hurt.
IR.
Everyone thought it was Benson's gonna come in and
he was.
No, Benson sucks, bro.
Benson sucks.
He got hurt.
I like that guy from the practice squad, Michael Carter. I think he could be a surprise.
He's been a starter in the NFL before.
He has? Okay. Well, they had to pull him up. Well, no, he was signed a couple weeks ago, in the middle of the September or something like that.
Okay. I thought he was brought up through the practice squad.
You're going to want to mute those notifications that are coming through on the headphone.
Oh, damn. My bad. Okay.
You're chilling. But anyways, I think... Yeah, Michael Carter started for the Jets. He's been a running back in the league for a minute now.
Yeah, I was going to say...
So he could
do
some
washed.
stuff. But...
No, we're going to end the season being the most penalized team in the league. I don't know. I have zero faith. I have nothing good to say about that team. I think the Titans are a better team now than us. And we have better players, but it doesn't matter when we lose a game like that. So
it's embarrassing.
I don't really know what else there is to be said on that note.
Yeah.
So, and that fumble play.
Oh, the fumble where he
interception. Then he fumbles it, and then it gets bobbled into the end zone and recovered by the Titans.
Recovered by Tyler Lockett. That was a veteran move by Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, but just a terrible rookie mistake from probably not a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
All right,
let's bumming myself out.
All right, so the reason why we brought Reed back is we wanted to talk about Pretty Odd. Originally, it was just gonna be me and Jack. Jack called up Reed and was like, "Nah, let me get on when we talk about Pretty Odd." So we had to wait for Reed to get on. So I'm gonna just leave you out here. Like, what's your experience with Pretty Odd? Like, where do you stand for it?
Yeah. So I mean, Panic at the Disco, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out was pretty much one of the first like modern alternative like rock albums that like really got me into music. I was maybe like 10, 11 years old. Obviously that album has incredible songs from cover to cover, very different. And then, I was kind of on the Panic at the Disco train after that album had hit its peak, and like they'd been touring for a bit. I didn't get to see that tour, and then Pretty Odd came out, and I remember because one of my buddies, like this is back when you buy CDs, he had bought the CD Pretty Odd. He was like, dude, I have the new Panic at the Disco album, and I remember him playing the first song and being like, this isn't Panic at the Disco. This has to be like a different band, and they got rid of their little exclamation point in the name. And like, it took me honestly a few like weeks to like really get into that album, because I was kind of so pissed that it was not like electro, like a little more emo like they were. It was kind of like a complete 180. It was like almost like they were trying to do like a Beatles type vibe with it, and they honestly, like, the more you listen to it, I think that album could arguably be like more timeless because it plays so well across different generations, like, or will, because it's just great. I mean, it's so uplifting. It's an easy listen. So anyway, yeah, I'm a huge fan of that album and have a lot to say on it.
Is this an album that you only listen to when you were growing up, or is it an album you always go back to with age? Like,
yeah. Well, it's funny. Like, I do all the time go back to it, and like I float a lot on my favorite song on that album too. And I think it's one of those things where you can appreciate different songs on that album, depending on your mood, depending on the day. But it all does have a similar tone. But it is that kind of upbeat, like
Beatles-esque.
Yeah, very Beatles-esque.
Oh, I don't know who brought it up. When I heard Beatles-esque and I listened to it, I'm like 9 in the Afternoon was like a childhood favorite of mine. Like,
yep.
Rock Band 2, that was the song I was really big into it. I just liked it. It was just like a very, boppy, like poppy, like rock song. And then once I heard the Beatles connection, I'm like, wow. Like, and then I heard every song. It's like, damn, you can almost like pinpoint which Beatles song the replication for each song.
100%. Yeah, that was something. I'm gonna actually have this pulled up too, so I can do my own due diligence. But even on the way over, like, I was listening to "She's a Handsome Woman," and I was definitely getting some, like, I don't even like know who I'd describe it to. I was trying to think of the perfect like kind of comparison for it, but it's like that little like dun, like in between, where it's like just like individual like little strummings during the verses that I thought was like kind of raw and stripped down. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. No, I think it's great. I like the way it combines also like some softer acoustics in a few different parts of it too, and then like there's some symphonies throughout, like the strings.
Very Sgt. Pepper. I get like specifically Sgt. Pepper.
Yes, so that was kind of what I was also,
I get that
Magic Mystery Tour.
I get like
too.
an Indian influence on this song, especially like.
What's that Indian song from Sgt. Pepper? Within With You?
Yeah,
with
Within,
like
Without You.
The sitar.
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like I hear a sitar in "She's a Handsome Woman," like in that beginning part,
mm-hmm.
And I feel like I hear it again later on the album. I'm blanking on the song, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
I think it's When the Day Met the Night.
Yeah.
When the Day Met the Night has some of that too.
So what's your experience with the album?
So like I loved the original album. Like, likewise, I kind of had it handed down from my older brother, through his iPod. Loved that album, and then I kind of fell in love with Pretty Odd years and years later. So I was probably like 10 or 11 when I first came across Panic. Then I was probably like in high school when I sorry, my bad. When I first came across Panic or Pretty Odd, and I kind of like fell in love with it immediately. And I've been a Beatles fan my whole life, and I also saw like immediately like the similarities between like the Beatles and like the songwriting there. Like they were definitely trying to like emulate a lot of the shit there and in the songwriting. But also I feel like it was like a complete different shift from what they were, because they were like this like techno pop, like kind of grungy sound, and then going into this like alternative like rock sound, folk almost.
It feels like they almost went from like taking like speed to taking like
LSD or something like that.
Yeah, like it was like, whoa, like I picture them like being burnt out on tour and then being like, let's just go to like the mountains and like,
just chill,
just like trip balls for long periods of time. And then they came out and they're, you know, from like their you know, like almost like pin suits and like other like what's it called, steampunk, like, and they went from that to like florals,
eyeliner and stuff with the crazy,
and they went from that to like florals and flannels and all that. So
went super hipster indie, almost like an indie. This is almost like an indie art, like band.
Like, 100%.
And they're, you know, they're still like, you know, one of the like, they're still pop like music, but they definitely took an indie route, and I thought that was like compared to their contemporaries, I thought it was a very risky move.
For sure. And I think for a lot of people, unfortunately, it didn't maybe play as well. And I think part of that was because people were like, oh, bring back Panic. But then, I don't know, dude. After that album, like, they tried to go back, but it was like, yo, you're not like...
This is the last album with Ryan Ross. He only had 2 albums.
Yes, and Ryan Ross had a lot more vocals and influence on this album, too, which definitely. I think was a big piece to it. And I think Ryan Ross has a great voice.
I think the band got worse after every album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But Ryan Ross...
They had the producer guy on the first album, lost him because fucking Ryan Ross kicked them out, kind of.
And Ryan Ross is like the main songwriter. It's not Brandon Urie. Brandon Urie is just the vocalist. But like Ryan Ross is like the creative force behind Panic at the Disco.
Very much kind of a George Harrison vibe that he brought to everything.
He's guitarist too.
And then you kind of see the same thing. You see it with Maroon 5. You see it with Fall Out Boy. Like, you know, Pete Wentz at least like stuck around. But those bands, the more they aged, the more it was like, all right, well, like we're just gonna go super mainstream, super poppy, and then the lead man kind of took over kind of everything at that point. You know, that's what happened. And Brendan Urie has like arguably one of the greatest voices of our generation. I mean,
I love his voice.
His range is fucking insane.
And it's just compelling. I mean, he has a lot of charisma.
He almost delves into the range of music that like me and Nabong have identified as like having almost too good of a voice.
No, I think it fits. Like
it fits, but like there is a thing where like people can have too good of a voice for something.
I think the guy from American Idol, the one that did like the Queen revival tour.
Oh yeah,
Adam Lambert.
He has too good of a voice. It's like too technical.
Yeah.
And it's great, but it's the same thing there where it's like almost like him trying to.
Comes out too hard, try hard.
Yeah,
a little try hard.
Yeah. Well,
on
it's
a couple
very,
songs,
like,
Brendan.
It's very like Choir Kid, where it's almost too technically proficient, where there's no heart in it.
That's kind of my problem with the Ariana. I might be in the minority there, but my Ariana, I think, oversings a little too much. Where it almost like it does come off like theater kiddie, like almost like, oh, you're trying way too hard. Like Adele could do it, but you could hear the passion behind Adele. Yeah. I don't know. You kind of like, it's not just having a good voice. There's more to being a good singer than just having a technically good voice. You know, you need charisma, you need soul, you need like all these things. So I think Brandon Urie is a very charismatic singer, though. I think he's very strong vocal, but like it fits the sound of the music. So.
I think he's about as far you'd want to go for talent without letting it become that thing Jack was talking about. That's like almost too good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Brandon Urie can clear a room. Like he's incredible when it comes to what he can do vocally. And then it's funny when you said 9 PM rock band. So I think I told you guys about it last time, but like when this album came out, I eventually like got really into it, and during that same year, it was like literally like one of the first concerts I ever went to. I got my mom to agree to go with me. She wouldn't let me go out myself, so I went with like one of my buddies in middle school, and we went, and the concert was Rock Band 2 featuring Panic at the Disco, Dashboard Confessional, and the Plain White Tees.
Wow.
And so I did get to see, and this was the Pretty Odd Tour. So I saw this whole album cover to cover, And it was crazy too because I had watched so much footage of Panic playing A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Like, I think it was live in Denver. There's one show that's like was recorded back then and it still holds up. It's awesome. And I remember going and like kind of being like, oh well, like they've got this new album, but they'll probably play some of their. And even when they did, like I think they did a cover of like Time to Dance, which is like one of my favorite songs on that first album. But they did like an acoustic rendition, and so it was definitely. And I remember my mom thinking that was going to be because I had been playing a lot more Fever You Can Sweat Out at the time. And so when she went, she was like, oh, like this is music that like I can kind of relate to from like my generation. So anyway, yeah, it was a great show, and it also put me onto Dashboard Confessional, which was another good one.
So going back to the Beatles, comparison, do you think this is paying homage to the sound, or what if someone told you, yeah, that just sounds like a Beatles ripoff? How would you respond to that?
I think it's different enough that they put their own spin on it, but it's definitely like an homage to the Beatles.
You can be inspired without being a ripoff.
Yeah, what's the difference? I'm kind of trying to get to. I feel like there's a very thin line.
I think the vocals and the writing. Because the production of the music is a more.
It's almost like putting a Halloween costume. Is that a bad comparison? Like you're just wearing the Beatles costume.
That is a bad comparison.
Well, I think that they really went because their lyrics have always been like very abstract and like subliminal. It's like what the fuck.
Well, that's emo pop punk. Like Fall Out Boys like that.
This album isn't emo pop punk.
No,
at all.
I would not. It gets thrown into it because Panic at the Disco were initially like that.
Yeah.
But no, this album does not carry that sound.
But like the lyrics, once again, like it was about stories about the moon and the sun. It was stories about, just like random things.
Kind of like the way the Beatles write.
Yes. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it wasn't the same. Like it wasn't like because if we're comparing to like Sgt. Pepper's, I also think there's some Rubber Soul vibes on this too. And like I think that was like that music's great, but some of it was just too out there as far as the lyrics, where it was like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Mm-hmm. Versus this stuff where it tells nice stories about, once again, maybe nothing in specific.
Makes it more timeless. It makes it like you can enjoy it in an older age. I will admit, I did listen to the first album. I don't have the nostalgia bias, and I really only liked I Write Sins, Not Tragedies as a kid. I think that one was kind of obnoxious.
Oh, dude.
No, I think the electro stuff doesn't age well.
It hasn't aged as well. But I'm trying to think. I don't know. Yeah, there's some pretty heavy nostalgia.
Because I can listen to. I like My Chemical Romance. I really like Fall Out Boy. Like I could go back to I don't know. When I went to that album, I'm like, I like Pretty Odd so much better. Pretty Odd is like I can listen to it
way better.
Well, yeah, and I can listen to it at an older age. It doesn't like it's not an immature sound. It seems like a very adult sound that
I
you could
also
listen
think
to.
it's literally light versus dark. Like A Fever You Can't Sweat Out is dark. It talks about addiction. It talks about prostitution. It goes into some pretty heavy topics. So what's also interesting is both of these bands are Vegas. So both of their influences are Vegas. And Sam's Town is also
a gambling club and a hotel.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. Yeah.
In Vegas. So you can hear that Vegas gritty influence, and it's interesting because I think with Hot Fuss, the Killers, kind of debut album, they were more,
bitter. You thought they were a little more bitter.
Well, they almost went a little more not poppy, but a little more that electro indie. And then the second album was a little grittier. Like Sam's Town is very much.
I think it's more soulful.
I think Sam's Town, it's a little more soulful for sure, but I also think Sam's Town is a little more. It's kind of paying more homage to the more gritty and less glitz and glam parts of Vegas.
How I would put it is they came up as a cover band and doing stuff live, and I feel like Hot Fuzz was a very polished studio album, and Sam's Town almost sound like it was recorded live.
Yes.
Going to their roots, which that's kind of how I feel like the sound of Sam's Town, what they were going for. Because all those songs could be recorded live, like how I hear it personally. They could play it live, and that could have been the take they had.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they incorporated some more just guitar and like rock and roll, versus Hot Fuss was a lot more, electro.
Like new wavy?
Wavy.
Had synths in it. I don't know if
Synths.
it's fully electro. Like it's definitely rock and roll.
Yeah, more
For
synths,
sure,
and then
but-
there's more guitar, and yeah.
And
definitely.
I also think the content that they discussed in Sam's Town was a lot heavier, right? And that's why it was kind of a reverse, which Panic was like, we're gonna go over some more heavy, more electro poppy type. I think you and I have different definitions of what electro would be considered, but for the time, there was a decent amount of it in there. And then Pretty Odd came out of nowhere, being like seriously, I think about it as like that's an album I would listen to like chilling on the beach on a sunny day in California. And then like A Fever You Can't Sweat Out is more of like you're like kind of like in some seedy area, like doing some maybe suspect
club.
stuff. Yeah, like who knows?
Party music, you'd say?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Not
but,
times have changed,
back
definitely.
in the times, yeah.
I mean, if you play I Write Sins, I think that song is like one of those like.
I mean, that's
that transcends
that's their
Panic.
magnum opus.
Yeah.
Like but like I still stand on like that's not even like the third or fourth best song on that.
No,
album.
that's might be that and the one before it. I forgot what the song was called. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up the track list because I remember I'm like, let's.
Yeah. Re-educate me.
It's this song, but it's better if you do.
Yes.
That's my favorite song.
Oh.
Great song.
Yeah.
Oh, thinking Nectar. Is that one?
I don't know.
Or
what you just
that's
said.
Cosmodan.
Yeah, because I remember like
Oh,
I was going through the album. That was the
Conductor's
one that
Calendar.
stuck out to me out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean like
Come.
Kamasato. Is that what you're thinking of? Yeah, I mean like
That's a good one.
lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. That is a quote from a movie in Vegas. I forget. It's Natalie Portman and I forget the other guy's name. Very, very deep cut, but it's about this guy that basically falls in love with a stripper. And she says, when she's giving him a dance, they're kind of having this witty banter back and forth. And she says, yeah, lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. So that's a really good song.
So there's Vegas references scattered throughout their music. You'd say, okay.
For sure.
Because Sam's Club, I had to look that up. I'm like, what's the meaning behind? Or not Sam's Club, Sam's Town. Sam's Town. I look at the.
He used
meaning.
to see it out his window as a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was reading that.
that-
So what was it? The drummer. It was. I was reading that right before it was. Yeah. So.
I thought it was
Yeah. So
lead singer.
Mark Stormer. I don't know who that is, to be honest. I want to say
He's a legendary drummer. Like people like.
Let's see.
There's bands that wish they had him as their drummer.
So Mark Stormer is
Like, he's
the bass guitar player.
Whoever their
But
drummer
yes, on the Killers, that guy's fucking sick.
insane.
Yeah,
the
and
drummer.
he looks like the guy from Life of Earl or whatever.
My name is Earl.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love that show. That's
yeah.
That's a great,
It'd be a show.
great pull.
He
But
he does. No,
dude,
that guy's
I've
great.
heard like he's like a legendary drummer. Like people want him.
Yeah. No, he's great. Are we doing like rankings? Like,
I want to do a draft real quick.
Okay.
Let's
Which
draft.
album?
Let's do Pretty Odd first.
Pretty odd.
Let's do. Let's draft
Three?
the song. Yeah, 3 each, and then do like a little explanation of like why you picked this song. Kind of
Yes.
like give it over.
Yes.
Since I'm new to the album, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah. Switch it
I'm
up.
gonna take the song that I already knew before going into the album. I still think it's the best song of the album. I'm gonna take 9 in the Afternoon.
Yeah.
It has such a Penny Lanes is the first song I think of when I hear that song. I don't think of Penny Lanes actually. I think of Mr. Blue Sky ELO. And, I hear that and I'm
I
like,
can see
wow,
where you
like
get that.
you know, like almost like the drum pattern is almost like tit for tat. And yeah, no, I that's one of my favorite songs. Like even like outside of like Panic, like it's one of my favorite songs ever. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick that one. I will let Jack go second.
Oh, I'm getting the next one up. Okay. I'm gonna go Northern Downpour.
Nice. That
'Cause
I
I
love that song.
That song so much.
I do too. That's might be my favorite on the album. I'm gonna go The Green Gentleman.
Damn.
I
Nice.
love that song.
Good song.
Damn. It's that Green Gentleman, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is That Green Gentleman.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
And then you get another one.
It's 35-17, by the way, Giants.
That's insane. I can't believe that.
That's okay.
I would say, you know what? I love When the Day Met the Night. I think
That's a
that
good
song
one.
is
Yeah.
Beautiful. And that, talk about a good summer song, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's back to me. All right. I'm gonna go with She's a Handsome Woman.
Nice. Yeah, that was mine.
That's a good one. I don't know if this is the best one. This is the one I played probably the most once I discovered this album. I'm gonna take like the acoustic sort of ballad. I Have Friends in Holy Places.
It's a good one.
I love that track.
I
so
do
much.
like that. A little uke in there.
Yeah. I was
what
gonna
you
say like a
like.
ukulele, like acoustic shit. I love that.
Have you done 3?
I'm doing one more.
Okay,
I got
yeah,
one
yeah,
more.
Go ahead.
And my last song, I'm gonna take Mad as Rabbits.
Yes.
The closer. I just love it. I think Ryan sings on that song. I'm pretty sure Ryan sings on Beyond the Sea. I know that.
Behind the Sea. Yeah.
And then he does a secondary vocal, I think, on Mad as Rabbits, and it's really good. So
Yeah, and I'm gonna go Behind the Sea.
it's not your turn.
Oh, it's not.
It's
Oh,
goes back
go
to
ahead.
Jack.
Dude, I don't want to do it. Like I was thinking.
Go.
dude,
I mean, go ahead. There's only a handful of songs left.
I was
on it.
thinking Behind the Sea. We all had fun Behind the Sea. I like the piano only notes, but I think it is Behind the Sea.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm sorry. I feel bad. Like
No,
when I heard
no.
you say that, I was
I'm
like,
I
dude,
didn't, I
I'm
didn't
like,
really understand the order of
Yeah,
this.
I know. I
but,
fucked up the order. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. You know, I think I'm gonna go. It's very unique, but I like the little harpsichord in it. She Had the World.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. That's probably
I love that song.
That's probably my least favorite song on the album.
Really?
Yeah,
I like that. It's
Falcon Around's grown on me, but
If you've fallen in love, that song is amazing.
Yeah,
and
that
then
is a good one.
from a mountain in the middle of the cabins is also not one of my favorites. I think Do You Know What I'm Seeing is an excellent song.
Yes.
Did anyone pick Past Dish?
No, Past Dish.
Oh, I totally missed that
Has to
one.
show.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That one.
See, that album has so many good
Yeah.
songs.
I
I
think
was
this
gonna
album
say, I
is-
think the only songs that I'm not like in love with are From a Mountain in the Middle of Whatever, and then Folkin' Around. Those are like the only two that I'm like.
I think this album's kind of underrated.
Because even, dude, We're So Starving. That intro,
Oh, I
going
should've
back
back
to
to
that
that.
is because I was deciding between that and She Had the World, and I think She Had the World's just a little more.
But
Sentimental.
if I remember right, that song was added onto the album post-release.
We're So Starving?
I believe so.
That
Oh,
makes no
really?
sense. It was
No,
the
it's the
intro.
intro.
Yeah, it's the intro. That makes no sense. That going into like that's also my favorite part of the song of the album is that transitioning into 9 in the afternoon.
It's
so beautiful.
perfect.
That's like one of my
Seamless.
favorite things about like albums is if they have like a really really nice transition. And if I hear that, sometimes I skip to the end of the album a song just so I could hear the transition.
And there was a 3-year gap between those two albums.
Okay.
So I honestly thought it was a little longer, but I mean they were at the peak of indie, or not indie, but emo rock, alternative, whatever you want to call that genre
Yeah.
conglomerate. But yeah, I mean, for example, like I look at the songs I picked, right? Like That Green Gentleman, it's just a feel good song.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It just makes you feel good.
Things have
Same
changed
thing with When the Day Met the Night. It's like in the middle of summer, like, and then She Had the World's just like almost like a homage to like some sort of like Victorian style, like kind of different breakdown, and then a lot of Beatles influence I think too on that one. Simple but catchy.
Damn. Well, yeah, that's Panic at the Disco. I think we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna get back to it. Then the second hour we're gonna talk about is the Killers' Sam's Town. So we'll be right back. All right, so we are back. Right now we're gonna do a review on another Vegas band, the Killers, and another sophomore album. We're gonna do Sam's Town. And again, we're gonna just lead off. Reed, you're the one that's most familiar with this album. You're the one that grew up with it, so just kind of let's go and see what your thoughts on it are.
Yeah, so before we even get into the draft, I mean, this album is so influential in music for me. It was crazy, too. So when I was in 5th grade, my older cousin, who's like, I think 6, 7 years older than me, he was a senior at Chaparral, and he was picking me up from elementary school, and he was wearing a shirt that said "Run for the Hills Before They Burn." And he had just gone to see the Killers tour like the night before, which was the Sam's Town tour, which was crazy to think about because that was legitimately like almost 20 years ago. And I mean, you want to talk about an album like seriously, you want to talk about the true magnum opus of the Killers, like Mr. Brightside, right? When You Were Young is such a powerful fucking song. And that song, I think, will also continue to transcend generations. Have you seen that music video?
I don't remember it. I probably seen it at some point. I used to. That was my first song through Rock Band Guitar Hero. I mean, it was on both.
Yeah.
So.
I mean that song just means so much to so many people that have been able to be a part of that when it was growing. When it was out. And then that music video is pretty crazy too. It's like, I want to say it takes place in like Mexico or somewhere in like a really small, like beaten down town. And it's basically this woman, who's, in a pretty gnarly relationship, I think. And it basically is just like her looking to God for answers about like if she's with the right man and like, what she was taught growing up.
The Killers are a little religious, right?
For sure. Yeah, very. And I mean, like, there's a lot of that, subliminal, like, darker, topics that are covered throughout this album, too. But I also think it was their kind of coming out, like I was reading something earlier where it was, like, a pretty big shift from, them coming out in, like, their Dior suits that they were during Hot Fuss. Mm-hmm. And, once again, getting back to that more gritty side of things. So do you want me to lead off the draft, or are we gonna
I thought we were gonna just continue. Well, anyway.
What
are your thoughts on Sam's Town?
Well, the Killers have been like omnipresent throughout growing up in music for me. Like, obviously Hot Fuzz, like, I feel like is a stronger album than Sam's Town personally. Like, across, like, there's less misses in my mind. There's like 4-5 songs on Sam's Town that I'm just like, it fits the vibe perfectly. Like, it doesn't sound out of place in any way, but it's just like not my cup of tea. But definitely, like, Read My Mind is my favorite Killer song ever. Like, across, like, there's the big songs, but Read My Mind's my favorite. So, like, that's why Sam's Town holds a little bit higher in regard for me, is because it does have, like, my favorite song they've ever made. But I feel like I could listen Hot Fuzz cover to cover better, or, like, enjoy it more than if I listen to Sam's Town all the way through.
Do you think it's a better album, or which one do you like more?
I don't know. I think Jack has a point where there's maybe 1 or 2 less misses on Hot Fuzz, but I love that Read My Mind is your favorite song, because that is kind of a really, kind of slept on song. And then actually what's even crazier is so Sawdust, which is their like B-sides album, so there's a piano version on that album of Sam's Town. And what's crazy is, so there's a I don't know if they still do it anymore, but it's awesome. If you go on YouTube, and there was a segment, it's called Live from Abbey Road, and it's the Killers. You've got tons of other huge bands. Like, during that time, Dashboard had a segment on there where they, recorded, 3-5 songs that were big.
Acoustic, it was a big pop culture thing. Yeah.
It was beautiful. And so my favorite song by the Killers ever is Sam's Town. And it's I love the original, but the version done on Abbey Road, where it's basically just Brandon Flowers on the piano, is just
Badass.
so fucking
Stripped down
beautiful.
music is always like I'm always
Yeah.
gonna be biased to like acoustic like versions of songs.
It
I
shows
just
you
always
how
think it's
good
more
the stuff
soulful.
is.
I think it's more like authentic. If you do it on a guitar or piano, there's more. Yeah,
It
I
also
always
shows
prefer
how
that.
good the original bass is. Like
Yeah.
if you strip a song down just to its bass and it's still good, like that tells you how good the original songwriting is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think this is a little more mature. I think it goes back to also Panic. I think they definitely matured their sound on Sam's Town. You can make it. You don't think so?
No, you go ahead.
Like it matured, but like I think the songs just hit a little harder on Hot Fuzz. Some of like all the things I've done. I'm trying. Let me pull
Yeah,
up the list.
that would probably be a pretty close second for me.
I'd argue that's just production style.
Yeah.
Because like the second album, Sam's Town, sounds like all of it could have been recorded live.
Yeah, it's more raw. It's more
a very
stripped down.
raw.
Do you guys get YouTube vibes? Like YouTube? Or-
Yes, I do get that a lot. I do. That's
Yeah.
funny you mentioned
Yeah.
Yeah, early.
that. I
YouTube.
get
Early YouTube,
Joshua
yeah.
Tree
I
specifically.
get
Yeah.
I get
Mhm.
War.
War?
I get a lot of War vibes from, which I also think is a really really underrated album.
Were
Is
they,
War with
did they
Sunday
cover
Bloody
you?
Sunday? So, okay, yeah, okay, I know.
Yeah.
I think that's the only song I
And,
really like.
I mean,
from
but
that album.
think of that Sunday Bloody Sunday and like literally like of several songs on this album.
Yeah.
They compare pretty well.
Who were they cover band for?
I'm not
Because
sure.
they
No
were a
idea.
cover band in Vegas. That's
Yes,
like what
I
they're.
know that, but I have no idea what they have a lot of like. I don't want to say Neil Young. I forget who they've had. Here, let
I
me
wouldn't
look
be
it up.
surprised if it was you too.
It's no. Well, it might have been for their cover band, but hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
This is gonna drive me nuts. So they got a couple like older. Let me see here. It's like on their like Christmas song or something. Killer's Christmas. I'm not even kidding. It's let's see here. I know I have it on my iTunes.
I was gonna say Uncle Johnny's one of my favorites.
Uncle
I like that.
Johnny's
It's a bit of a grittier song. It almost sounds like a little. I won't say hardcore or like It sounds rockier if that makes sense. Like more rock than the other songs.
True.
That's probably my favorite. Bones is
What's
also
yours?
a great one.
I love Bones. I like everything after Read My Mind. I feel like the album gets everything in between fucking Read My Mind and When We Were Young. I don't love.
You don't like Bling.
I don't
You
like
don't
Bling.
like For Reasons Unknown.
I don't like For Reasons Unknown.
I like For Reasons.
Yeah, I think that's a
Unknown.
good one. Bling is all right. It's a little forgettable.
Bling's interesting. So Bones is one of my favorites.
I love Bones.
I
I love
love
Uncle Johnny.
Yeah,
Uncle Johnny's great.
I
Johnny's
love
good.
that.
The River
The River's
is Wild.
Wild.
Is
The
also
River's
very
Wild is
good.
so good. My list is good.
I don't. My list. That was one
I
of the
like
weaker
my
ones.
list.
I put that as one of the weaker ones, personally.
I think.
And
I
what's
feel like
the one after
interlude
Bones?
and the exitlude too are awesome too. I love the interlude.
I like the exitlude way better than the
Yeah.
interlude, and I feel like the exitlude, coincidentally, just happened to intro into Pretty Odd perfectly.
Really.
Yeah, like
Well,
just
I like
the
that.
the
I like that
tone
they
of it.
started with Sam's Town and then went to the.
That's a great song. Yeah, you're right. Sandstown is one of
and
the
they
best.
just went straight for it. They went straight to the point. And I also think the picture that's painted through Sam's Town is because it's not like technically a real town, right? But it's talking about once again like the grittier, less glamorous parts of Vegas. Like nobody ever had a dream around here. I don't really mind, but it's starting to get to me, right? And like talking about how you can escape, this type of life, but no one really wants to for some reason. And I think that also kind of is like an homage to like them growing up in Vegas and going down this path of entertainment and performing, and like it comes with a lot of highs, but then a lot of lows too, which I thought was pretty apparent.
Yeah, I mean, would you say the Killers is like one of the best indie bands in the 2000s? Like,
Yeah,
would you put them up there?
I just think like, and to be honest, like I think Day and Age is good, but I wanted it to be better.
It's because that was the album I remember when it came out. Because,
So
yeah.
Sawdust, like if you really want to look at their first 3 albums, because Sawdust was a collection of B-sides and like other stuff, I think those 3 albums are like
Do you consider Sawdust basically their third album?
yes,
Yeah.
and I think those 3 albums are awesome. I think there's a lot of nostalgia and personal bias that goes into it, why I think that. But yeah, I think there's a handful of songs that are on just Hot Fuzz and on Sam's Town that put them in that conversation. I don't think they're, maybe the goats of that genre, but like personally, I think they are,
I feel like they fit in. I forget the name of this vein, but like Muse, like that rock that can be played on a gigantic
stadium
stage.
rock almost.
Yeah, stadium
Arena
rock's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But like,
And
I'm
that could be
looking-
that U2 feeling we get from it too.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, I'm looking, and maybe it's on me. Like, I have not given these last 2, 3, 4 albums a good listen.
And it's clearly not their primes. I mean, their primes.
And like Battleborn was like fine. Like Runaways was their big one on there.
I never heard that album.
It's that's the problem, is I think
They watered down their sound. I mean,
well, that and just that type of music, it just like it wasn't really popular anymore. Like that was the big thing you saw, and look like dude, Day and Age came out in 2008.
Yeah,
And
I remember when Human came out. I was bumping that song when it came out. Yeah,
but
that was
like,
on
dude,
my
Hot
iTunes.
Fuss was 2003, and Sam's Town was 2006.
Yeah,
So-
but I'm pretty sure it gained a lot of audience, and also it kind of goes into like rock band and Guitar Hero have a huge influence on like people's music taste. Like people like
From our generation.
yeah.
Isn't that a shame? Like, you would think with all of the technology and like how there's so many different interactive things that we can do with AI and shit, that they haven't come out with some cool form of a modern rock band.
Dude,
Like,
that'll be amazing.
amazing.
And you could do any song. It
There was
doesn't have to be like a
lightsaber there for a second.
Yeah. The Beat Saber. I
Beat
have
Saber.
an Oculus. I've played that, but it's not the same.
Guitar
Like,
Hero
dude,
with the 5. You need the 5
Dude,
colors
and Guitar Hero walked so Rock Band could run. When they added in the drums and the vocals, and you were there with like 2-3 of your friends.
So
like, doing
I did
all-
it with my brothers. It was so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't think of a more fun time. And yeah, they did not fuck around with the discography they wanted to do on Rock Band 1 or 2. It was real rock songs.
But it was a great, honestly, I think it was like the last breath of like rock and like the mainstream consciousness was through those like Rock Band, Guitar Hero. I think after that, I think rock kind of like lost its relevance, and then obviously hip hop and dance music went on to take over. But I felt like Guitar Hero, Rock Band definitely introduced a whole generation to a bunch of artists that came, even like older artists, not like way before our time, but contemporary artists. Like I was introduced to fucking Radiohead, The Killers, Weezer, Panic at the Disco. Like the list goes on and on. I think a lot of my music taste was through Rock Band, Guitar Hero, and I'm sure a lot of people can say the same as well. So that's why I gotta attribute that.
Yeah, and I also think they did a great job of taking what at the time was still considered like true like modern rock, like those artists, and then also having classic stuff like Barracuda and all the other classic rocks from generations before our time.
And it's a wide range of genres too.
Yes.
It's not just like it doesn't stick to one. It's just like rock is such a massive like behemoth of a genre that like you could take a little bit of everything and it would be like wildly different types of music, but it all fits in Guitar Hero, and that's why those soundtracks are so great, because like they just knew how to pick the variety and not just make everything the same song. So that's why I appreciate that. But let's go back to Sam's Town. Let's do the draft once again. Do a bit of a ranking. Reed, I'll have you go first. I'll go second, and then Jack will go third.
Yeah, I mean, the right answer is When You Were Young. It's kind of a basic one. Sam's Town is probably my favorite, but I'm going to go When You Were Young.
Okay. I will take Bones. I think
Nice.
Bones is one of my my favorite songs on the
I'm gonna go
album.
Read My Mind.
Nice.
Okay,
And then right after, let's go. Let me pull it up so just make sure I am not missing any obvious. I'm gonna go Uncle Johnny.
all right. I will take Sam's Town.
Damn. Yeah. I'm going to go... I like Bling. I'm going to go Bling.
Then one more.
Did we go For Reasons Unknown already?
Nope.
Actually, no. I'm going to go This River Is Wild.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I was gonna take that. For my final pick, I'll do the Exit Lude. I like the Exit Lude.
And then I get the last pick, right?
Yep.
Let's go. My list.
My list. Nice. So we left off, For Reasons Unknown, Interlude, and then Why Do I... Which, that's my least favorite song, probably. Why Do I
Yes.
Keep Counting?
Yeah.
Other than that, that's probably the one skip. Other than that, I think, this album's pretty no skip. Like, pretty consistent throughout the... That's why these two albums are so similar. Okay, let me ask you guys this. What's better, Pretty Odd or Sam's Town? What do you think is the more impressive sophomore, approach?
They're just so different.
So different, right?
So different.
It's like two different, very different approaches of how you approach your sophomore
Pretty
album.
Odd's also long, dude. There's a lot of songs on Pretty Odd's 15 songs, and it comes out to, how long is it?
Me and Jack talked about this before, that the second album, the sophomore album, is the true test if an artist is are they just a one-hit wonder, or are they actually do they have staying power? Are they going to be remembered? And I think the sophomore album is kind of the indication to cement your place in the music.
But I also think that doesn't apply for Pretty Odd, because it was literally basically a intro album again. It was completely different. The first time I even heard it, I didn't even, other than recognizing a little bit of Brendan Urie's voice, there's no similarities. At least
to
in
the first album.
Yeah, at least in Hot Fuzz and Sam's Town, you can...
It's almost a sequel album, but the other one's almost like a reinvention.
Yeah, and I think there's that list of 5-6 songs on Sam's Town for me personally that I think trump it, but on any given day, especially if I'm in a upper, more better high up mood, Pretty Odd's the way to go. And I think Pretty Odd probably appeals to a larger mass of audience. So I think a lot of people don't even really know a lot about Pretty Odd or the songs on it. Mm-hmm. And so I think...
Night in the Afternoon's pretty big, though.
Night in the Afternoon's huge, yeah.
That might be the biggest, besides I Write Sins and the newer tracks.
No, yeah. I think that was, what kind of not saved them on this album, but I think a lot of people weren't ready for that type of style. Yeah. Especially in that time period. I think, honestly, if this album was released now... Amazing. I think it would have done even better.
This album aged better now than it sounded back then.
And that's
so ahead of its time.
And Pretty Odd?
Yeah.
By far, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sam's Town, I don't think it has aged as well, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. No.
Besides the two big hits.
I loved the U2 comparison. I hadn't really thought of that. But,
that's what I thought of as well.
Yeah.
When he said that, I felt that.
Yeah, well, and just some of you, seriously, what I would say you guys should give a good listen to War, and there's,
Is it better than Joshua Tree? That's the iconic album, but War is I'll check out War.
War is in my opinion, it's a great kind of comparison to Sam's Town as far as that kind of you're mentioning kind of sounds like it was recorded live and pretty raw, pretty stripped down. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know who I'd pick for which album.
Yeah, I just love that they're so different, and yet they both kind of there's a parallel too. You had the first album that was a big hit, and ushered in a very unique sound. I mean, Hot Fuzz was pretty unique at the time. I mean, I don't think a lot of bands were sounding like that. I mean, they did have some influence by the Strokes and other bands that I can think off the top of my head, but I think it still was a fresh approach, and I think introduced a lot of people to indie rock. Yeah. And they were one of the big pioneers in indie rock music in the 2000s. So I think they'll be cemented as legends through that, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why it was a big deal when Mr. Brightside actually cracked Billboard and was getting played on the radios, because that was unheard of. An indie band releasing mainstream music, it was, that's why that's such a groundbreaking song. The fact that it's still popular after all these years, and I said, transcends generations. I think it just cements the Killers' legend. I think they will be remembered as some of the greatest, one of the great. I think they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, if you want to stack the Killers with Panic at the Disco, Killers.
Yeah, Killers is not. Panic is
right.
Yeah.
it's just fun, you know.
Yeah, and I love both. Like those two bands at that time too. Like those were probably my favorite two bands, and it really wasn't even close. And it was because of those two albums, you know, Pretty Odd, and Fever You Can't Sweat Out, and then Hot Fuss and Sam's Town.
Yeah. And they both didn't really do as much afterwards. Yeah. No.
Well, they do, but I can't be bothered to listen.
The Killers had some stuff after, more so than Panic.
They had Day and Age.
Human.
They had Day and Age, but like seriously, like because they actually came out with Day and Age not too 4 years. Yeah. So it was 2000. No, Sam's Town was 2006, and Day and Age was 2008.
Yeah, I'm pretty standard 2 years.
Yeah. And then, but then they took a fat break for, I guess not that long, 3 years. No, so they did
3 years is a pretty long for between albums, in my opinion.
Well, but then like Don't Waste Your Wishes, Wonderful, Wonderful, Imploding the Mirage, and Pressure Machine. Like I literally don't. I didn't even know the names to those albums. Like I don't know, you know, and you know maybe that's on me for not keeping up. The only other band that like. And they're not on the same caliber for me as these guys, but that really, like, their first couple albums was just so fucking solid, was Kings of Leon.
Kings of Leon,
yes.
Interesting.
Because really, technically, they had, like, a couple albums before this, like Youth and Young Manhood, Aha, Shake, Heartbreak, but, like, those didn't really get them big. And then because of the times... was their first, and they released it within a year of Only by the Night.
Is Only by the Night the one with Sex on Fire?
So that's got Sex on Fire, Closer,
Use
Closer, Crawl, Use Somebody, Revelry. And then the next album I think was really overlooked, Come Around Sundown. And that's one with like The End on it and like Radioactive and Pyro. And I think like, you know, similar time frame, similar influence.
Yeah. I always thought they were one-hit wonders. That's me being ignorant, though. I think they definitely had their run in the indie scene. They're brothers. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, they're
the Kings of Leon guys.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
And they're from like Alabama or something.
Of course,
like
classic,
yeah,
classic white, middle class America town. That's pretty cool. So those are the two albums. I kind of want to go off into a segment. I don't know how long you guys want to keep going, but I just want to ask a couple questions for you guys. My first question is, do you believe in guilty pleasures music?
Sure.
What, give me some examples of you. What are your biggest guilty pleasures?
I like Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know if she even writes that music. I have no idea. I think it's slightly wearing out, but like whatever that album was last summer, Simply Sweet, where she really blew up.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet.
Yeah.
I think there's some good stuff on there.
Yeah.
I think, and once again, like if I knew she wrote it, like I'd be like, wow, because you know, it's pretty witty. There's some witty like, you know, for me, I think like a lot of that guilty pleasure stuff is like, you know, and I'm not in any way above listening to mainstream. You guys know I love Drake.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like that goes, I would say like Sabrina Carpenter.
I don't know if that's a guilty pleasure.
I don't know. You could argue, like I told someone like last week, they were asking me, I was like telling them I'm really into music, and they were like, you know, who are some of the people? And I was like, honestly, I love Coldplay. You know, I feel like that's a hot take. People don't like people that like Coldplay. People don't like people that like John Mayer. Like
they have their reputations. But
yeah, they make good music.
They make music.
They make good music. I don't know if it's because it's like a normie take, I guess.
Yeah, very basic.
Yeah, but this honestly, basic music shouldn't be something
music.
to be like guilty pleasure. Like I'm a big Bruno Mars fan. Like he's one of my favorite artists of all
Yeah.
time. But he's like the most purest like pop artist. I don't even consider him
I
a
think
guilty
like
pleasure. Like
a
that.
guilty pleasure. Listen, I sometimes like I fuck with Cupcake. I love hearing that raunchy ass
I don't even
make
know
my
who that is.
pussy squirt kind of shit.
She's in the realm of Sexy Red.
She
She's like
invented
Sexy Red.
that sound. She was from 2015. She
Little,
I
fucking
think Nicki Minaj invented that sound, but
no.
If we're gonna go
took it-
back, if we want to be technical, Lil Kim was kind of like one of the originals in
Yeah,
the '90s.
that's
Yeah, but that honestly, going back to your female rap, I'm not gonna do like artists, but like a specific song. Nicki Minaj's "Moment for Life" is like not what's so funny? He just laughed. I seriously
It
think
is pretty funny.
I seriously think like that might be like a top 15, top 20 favorite song of all time. Unironically, like I know this is what I mean by guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
like
that's
that is literally one of my favorite songs ever. I think because of like, when it came out, you know, it's not a song about her, you know, hoeing out. It's more of a song about her being appreciative of you know, being in this moment of life. You know, it's more of like a uplifting, you know, almost motivational song. And I don't know, I feel it. Okay, I feel Nicki Minaj, and the fact when she's like, everything they remind me of is something they deprive me of. I think, you know, that line stays true. I think a lot of people were doubting her because, you know, females in hip hop were not that popular at the time she was coming out, and she proved a lot of people wrong and ended up being one of the best selling hip hop artists of all time.
Yeah.
And kind of having a very, very long run. So like, I think that song ages better with time. I think Drake's verse is good. I don't think it's excellent, but you know, it's a Drake verse, so it sounds fine to me. But I'm there for Nicki Minaj's verse. I know every goddamn word to that verse. I will recite it. I'm not going to recite it right now, but I can recite it.
Can you recite it somewhere for me?
I ride with the stars in the skies. I'm no longer trying to survive. I believe that life is a prize, but to live doesn't mean you're alive. Don't worry about me and who I fire. I get what I desire. It's my empire, and yes, I call the shots. I am the umpire. I sprinkle holy water upon the vampire fire. In this very moment, I'm king. In this very moment, I slay Goliath with the sling. In this very moment.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, it's funny. That is a very uplifting, motivational song. You know what I was thinking of? That's a pretty guilty pleasure, just because I can't fucking stand him as a person. Is Russ. I think there's some Russ songs that I love, dude. No, really, and they're kind of the ones where he's singing. It's not really like his rap doesn't do a lot for me, but like Losing Control and Cherry Hill are both like those songs will put you in your feels. And I know that's a pretty fucking guilty pleasure, hot take. Russ can suck my dick, but
I gotta check those songs out. I haven't heard.
Oh, dude, yeah, no. Cherry Hill and Losing Control are both. They're much more like R&B and like soulful. And those will put you in your feelings.
One thing I respect about Russ has like the only album that to ever be written, produced, and like rapped by the same, like he was the first person to like go platinum while producing the album himself and writing the album and having no features. So like it's impressive. I just don't know if the music is appealing to me. I don't know, he comes off as like white boy rap.
Oh no. So like I thought the same thing, and it was actually my ex-girlfriend that was playing her big playlist on this car drive we were doing up north, and I remember hearing it. And the beat was great, and once again, it was more like singing, a little rap, but not like super Russ. And I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, this is good. And I think it was some of his early work, but those two, like this whole little album, because that's where he did.
This is the album I'm talking about.
So
that broke records.
What They Want was the big one he did. You know, what they want.
I don't think I've heard any of these songs. I'm gonna be honest.
To be honest, I haven't given a good listen to all of it, but. I don't know. Yeah, there's Really a Wolf. This was so Cherry Hill is basically about, it sounds like a love song. And it's like he's basically just saying like maybe I'm a fool for you. And I was actually just listening to an interview of him talk about that. And literally I thought it was a love song, and he talked about it and he was like, no, like this was basically to me talking about my relationship with music and being in the industry. Because keep in mind, at this point, he had put out a ton of albums.
He's a SoundCloud guy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but like, look at this. So like, he had all these albums, and like maybe he had some big stuff on it, but he didn't get big till this album. And so this song was literally about, it's like he's like talking about like you know what I do for you, like I know what you do for me, like, and it sounds like, oh, it's about this girl and like things are not going well, and he was like, no, it was like about my relationship with the music industry, and like no one would put me on, and he's like, I just refused to give up. And like it was like, fuck, okay, Russ.
Yeah, no features, dude. Yeah. Like that's impressive. Doing an album no features. Of course, that's the joke with J. Cole, double platinum, no features. But like that really is truly impressive to have because having a feature in hip hop is like a big deal. If you got a feature from a big name artist,
why do you think he's such a big joke?
Who?
Russ.
Have you heard his interviews, bro?
Why is he a big joke? Tell me, enlighten me. I don't know.
No. Why do you think he's a big joke?
Why?
No, I'm asking. Like
So-
that's the.
So
Oh, it's rhetorical. You're asking me.
Yes,
I don't know. I just don't think
No,
his
no,
music-
it wasn't rhetorical. I ask you, why do you think
Okay.
he's a big joke?
Well, my question, I just don't think he's that respected in music. I might be wrong. I don't know. Am I wrong?
So like he's just like he's got some like really cringe interviews. Like, do you guys know who Cody Ko is?
Yeah,
I've heard of him.
So he has this really good bit on him where it's like he's like talking about like a woman, like, and what he's like, it's like, what's the most romantic thing you can do with a woman, right? And he's like, well, like, I want to blow their mind, like I want to make them like think like outside their body, like all this stuff. It's like, and then Cody Ko was like, you don't want to just like get her flowers or like, you know, tell her she's pretty. And he's like, no, like I want to metaphysically fuck this chick, like. And it was just like, ugh, like it's
yeah, that I would get that is very cringe.
It's, I think he's got a lot of that stuff where he's like I'm too intellectual for everyone else.
It's
in the
like
room.
he's
And it's
super
like, all right,
pretentious.
you're not Kanye West. Calm the fuck down, kind of.
Maybe the fact that he produces and like he has that Kanye mentality. He's like, oh, I produce and write my music just like Kanye West, so I could act like Kanye and act all douchebaggery and all that,
Yeah,
and like all this pretentiousness and shit.
He definitely does it to himself. I mean, I think he's obviously toned it down, but at the same time, like the other one that I think is really good. That's a lot more like poppy. What the hell is the name of this song? This song, 315 Breathe. That song's really good. And I would say that's almost like an EDM song. Or not EDM, but it's a lot more like you know,
Okay.
bumping. You know, there's a cool little like synth in the background, and then there's like whatever you call like sped up or much high pitched version of a voice singing. It almost sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks, where it's like that like.
I love that if it's like a soul sample because that's what Kanye does all the time. So I fuck with that.
Yeah, no, there's like probably 3 or 4 Russ songs that like go hard as fuck that I really like. So definitely guilty pleasure.
Okay. Do you have any more guilty pleasures you want to name off? Because I got a couple in mind.
Yeah, go for it.
So one song. This is a song where I think it was hated on at the time, but now I think it's truly, unironically, one of the greatest like pop songs in this person's career. We Can't Stop Miley Cyrus.
I don't hate that.
No, Party in the USA is
No. Listen to my explanation. The reason why I think that song is a great. So let's take it in context of her career. She was coming straight out of Disney. She was trying to prove people that she was an adult. You know, I'm an adult. I want to talk about partying and sex and drugs to show that I'm for grown-ups. That type of shit. Like, you know, it was kind of like a punching bag. That was the Robin Thicke shit. So
on Robin
yep.
Thicke.
So she really was trying to go for that phase. The reason why I think that song is so brilliant because when you hear it initially, it comes off as like just a party song, right? Oh, partying, you know, twerking, doing drugs in the bathroom and stuff. But the more I get older and the more like, you know, you experience things, I kind of view it completely different. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but I view it in a way where it's almost like being trapped in the lifestyle. Yeah. Where like, you know, it's supposed to be like partying and like very happy, but like it has a very depressing beat and production, like almost to the point where it's like you're almost trapped in this lifestyle where it's like, sure, you're partying all this time, but it's really because you don't have anything else going on in your life, and this is the peak of your life. And I don't know, when I see in that perspective, I'm like, damn, that's actually like kind of deep and really like tragic. And I kind of view it in a way where it's like,
I think that's manufactured.
You think that? Do you think that that's intentional?
I don't. I think it's the opposite. I think you're manufacturing that narrative.
I could be, but you know, music's open to interpretation, and that's the way I interpret it. And
of course.
If I hear it in that song in that context, I think that song's kind of brilliant. And I think when you recontextualize the whole album, whole song, and you hear her like kind of like being almost like a cry for help, like, oh, I'm just numbing the pain, just so I just say everything, you know, is so fun. It becomes very tragic and almost kind of sad. Because now we know the stories of all these Disney princesses like going through like these abusive like childhoods and being exposed to drugs and alcohol at an early age. You could tell like she's probably been doing this since she was like 12. I mean, I'm just speculating, but like she might have been in this lifestyle for a very long time, and she's just like, oh, I don't know what else is going on. I'm just going to continue this lifestyle, and you know, because that's all I know. And I don't know. I think there's a sense in the brilliance.
I think Wrecking Ball is a great song.
Oh, see, the Wrecking Ball I don't like.
No, like I think the intro, like the chorus is alright, but like the beginning to that song, like the the soft, like, and I think that is where Miley Cyrus like is truly talented. And you see some of her covers, like she did the Jolene cover. That was awesome.
Her cover of
She's very
Mazzy Star, Fade Into You. She
Yeah.
did it. Oh, that was an awesome.
Yeah,
she was sick
she
on
has a
that.
great voice, and like I think I'm not like a huge fan of like bangers Miley Cyrus, but I remember hearing the intro to Wrecking Ball and her talking about what that consisted of with her relationship and all that. And once again, I don't know how much she's actually writing of that, which I think for me is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think whether it was manufactured by Hollywood or she did have her own input, that was kind of the perfect step for her to branch out, because then she came down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
With the really since then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and dude, like you want to kind of like go on a tangent here about like that kind of shit, and like I maybe I might be speaking out of turn here because I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan in general.
I was gonna bring up a Taylor Swift song.
Bro,
as well.
like according to everything I see online, it's like her trying to be like a bad girl now. And like trying to give off the same vibe as like Billie Eilish or Charlie XCX, because that's what's
you don't get
hot.
Sabrina vibes. I honestly, from her new album, I like her the first song. I hear Clairo, like indie pop almost.
I haven't listened to her new album, but what I've been hearing about is it's like she's like talking about like Travis Kelce's dick and like like you like the line that's been going viral recently.
It's like I don't get it.
Listen to this line. It's so fucking cringe. It's, did you girl boss too hard to the sun or too close to the sun?
That's pretty bad.
Like what? Like
Kanye at 38 years old, fathering 2 children, newlywed to Kim Kardashian, was saying, "If I fuck this model, if I bleach her asshole, am I still?" What's the line? Fuck it, you
bleach
guys.
on your t-shirt.
Yeah, that line. Or like, I'm gonna fuck you hard in this thing. After that, give you something to drink. Or like, eating Asian pussy like I'm sipping sweet and sour sauce or something like that. Like Kanye's been saying rash lines. I don't get why Taylor Swift gets penalized.
Because it's been a cry for help in Kanye's
Bro,
career for a lot of it.
And for Taylor Swift, it's just like, dude.
And
like,
it's not for Taylor Swift.
You've got your fan base, you've got your stuff, and I do give her mad props because she does write all her own music. But
I don't know if that's
she's
true.
she's farming money.
I don't know. Like, she's worked with Max Martin, who's like a big time like songwriter for like a bunch of pop
and
stars.
She used to be with Scooter Braun. They're both like huge in that space.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've heard is that she writes her own music, and I don't know. Regardless, I just think, well, and like, how crazy is that, right? Like you said, like, oh, she's trying to be like Sabrina Carpenter. Like, Sabrina Carpenter was opening for her on her last tour.
So was Charlie, and now they're beefing.
Yeah, and so I just think there's...
Well, did you hear about that beef?
Between who?
Charlie XCX.
XCX
It's
and
the
Taylor
new Drake
Swift.
and Kendrick.
I mean, you gotta give Taylor Swift her flowers. Though.
I like Taylor Swift more than Charlie. I know that's unpopular.
Dude, Charlie
but
XCX is just a blip, dude. Like,
I don't think that's true. She's kind of a legend, right? She's had, like, Brat is a legendary album.
For sure, but like, dude, you want to talk about albums that aren't gonna, stand the test of time, like, and dude, you have to give Taylor Swift props. Like, dude, her discography is not I don't like her music, but like, at least in the Drake Kendrick beef, it's like those are two goats in the space, right? Like, we're talking a chick that's been hot for like 2 years versus a chick that's been hot for like 15.
Charlie's been around for more than 2 years. She's been around since like
she had
2014.
Boom Clap or whatever.
She's had
like,
she's kind of like sort of like Kendrick. Like, she didn't have like the massive mainstream appeal, but she's like garnered this dedicated fan base. The critical acclaim she's been gaining throughout every album. Like, she has a very recognizable name, and she is respected. in the
she's
industry.
a recognizable name as of 2 years ago. Before that, I know she had a few other
Do you agree
songs.
with that?
I think she had a few other songs.
She's kind of
coming
already
up.
like cemented her legend. Like,
I just think putting them even in the same fucking league is ridiculous.
Between who and who?
Taylor Swift and Charlie XCX. Come on. Dude,
know.
one has one good album and a few one-hit wonders the last decade before. One has literally been the queen of pop music for 15 years.
I don't know. I think Charlie's legit. I think you're underrating Charlie.
She needs at least one more album that's just as big as
she's
Brat
already-
for her to actually be. And dude, I like Charlie's. I like that album. I like her. I listen to that more than. Yeah, I don't listen to Taylor Swift stuff anymore. But like, I just think from like a legacy and like a longevity standpoint, like.
That's what you hear and that's what you're told. But is that what you think?
Personally, I like Charlie's stuff better, But it's one album, dude. It's one album. And, like, to be fair,
I recommend checking out her old albums.
Taylor Swift. Like
Charlie, that
Teardrops
album?
on My Guitar, like, and then even Fearless with, like, Romeo and Juliet. Like, I was a kid. That's what was popular. It's still a little girly for me. But, like, that's good music.
Very clean. I think it's produced very well.
It is.
That Fearless album with, like, You Belong With Me, Forever and Always.
And she produced that all, right?
No, she didn't.
Oh.
She wrote it. I mean,
She wrote
it.
every-
Yeah,
yeah,
give her
that's-
credit. I mean, no, like, how many people produce their own music? I mean, like, there's a very, very small group of people who do that. So, I mean, I can't knock her for not.
No,
producing
I'm
her
not
music.
trying to knock her. I thought she did produce it.
I
Because
don't
I
think she
thought
did.
that's what her, like, rewriting of those songs was.
Well, that's a
Romeo
good
and
question.
Juliet
I don't know if the Taylor's version means she also produced it.
No,
really.
that's because she got in a beef with Scooter Braun,
Yeah.
who was taking a ridiculous. And he did the same thing with Justin Bieber. He was taking like a crazy amount of the contracts or whatever for streaming and all that stuff. And because she did write her own music, she owned the rights to it, and so she went back and reproduced pretty much every album she's made, which is like pretty fucking badass.
Really
like,
badass.
Once again, like I'm
Respectable.
not. I like her music doesn't do a lot for me. I do think she's got some great songs like over the course of history, but you know, I just think putting her in the same discussion as Charlie XCX is just mad disrespect. It's like the equivalent to like, dude, it's like the equivalent to these kids being like NBA young boys in the same conversation as like the GOATs. It's like show the fuck. up.
That's
Like,
such a. I think you're
chill
disrespecting
the fuck.
Charlie. You're disrespecting
Yeah.
the
No, I'm
shit out of
not.
her.
She
Yes,
has
you
one
are.
album. She's
no,
big
she
right
doesn't.
now.
You just
She's
only
big.
know her one album. If
Okay.
you go Charlie, Party, what's the fucking one? Like she has a lot of big albums that you're not like accounting for. Like when the party's over,
It's been around for a while, too.
She's been around for a while, but that doesn't mean she's been big.
Yeah, she first off she's English, so she's obviously bigger in her hometown than she is in the U.S. Like Taylor Swift, obviously she's gonna be big in America because she's an American artist. But like Charlie XCX, like her run is like legendary. Like objectively speaking, like Crash was a really good album. Charlie, How I'm Feeling Now, like you could go down, and then you have the Boom Clap album. No, that wasn't as good. But like her like last 3 albums have been like a legendary run.
I mean, I'll educate myself a little bit more, and I like Brat. I like some songs on that. I like some of that other stuff, but I just think that's just a wild fucking comparison.
Oh,
Like,
speaking of Taylor Swift, you know what my favorite Taylor Swift song by far is? You're gonna laugh at it. Shake It Off.
that honestly is pretty on brand for you. That's like pretty.
Because that song just like, of course, like it's probably the most hated Taylor Swift
I
song.
hate that song.
Yeah, it's probably the most hated Taylor Swift song.
It's vapid, bro.
Yeah,
But
it's so
I think the
bad.
vapidness and like the pop, it's just
You should
it's
just
fun.
Say that's a guilty pleasure.
that's
Leave
that's
that
why
at
we're
that.
going back to
Because
guilty.
honestly, like Moment for Life, you kind of sold me on that. Like, and then like,
Dude, Shake It Off. I view it as like,
backtracking here.
okay, you know, oh Mickey, you're so fine. It's kind of like a cheerleading anthem, and it's fun. It's just
No.
a fun song.
No, it's
and
not.
every time I hear it, I'm going to fucking crazy for it. It's like my favorite. I think it's my favorite Taylor Swift song. I know that's guilty pleasure. Okay, I think I'm done with my guilty
You're
pleasure.
losing me here.
That's it. Yeah, you're losing
Yeah,
me.
this might as well be Bleach.
Here, dap me up next.
Okay.
yeah. I'll get
Well,
you
I
some
think I
here.
won the guilty pleasure.
For sure. For sure.
Anyway, that's what I got. I got one more question. I think I
Yes.
want to leave it off here. Or biggest musical pet peeves. Like, do you guys have any pet peeves off the top of your head that you're like, oh, I can't believe they did that? Or musical, like, cliches that you're like, oh, I fucking love whenever they do that. For example, like, I like a great song transition in albums. So, like, when a song seamlessly transitions into another song, I think that's just the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm thinking of like those. So like kind of like pet peeves or like like cliches that you love in music, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of like pet peeves. Like, it's really a fine line, right? Like, the first thing that comes to mind, because we reviewed it last time I was here, and like, he's just one of my favorites, is Frank Ocean, and it's like, dude, like, see, it's almost like you look at these artists, right, and it's like you can probably stop. You can stop making new music, right? Like, I'm good, but like, bro, someone like Frank Ocean, it's like, dude, give me more. But at the same time, I don't want it to give me more if it's just putting out music to put out music. And so it's kind of towing that fine line where it's like I feel like some of the best artists know when to stop, and that almost cements their legacy more versus artists that like really are like kind of stop in their prime, and you don't know if they were to come out with more music, if either way that was their prime and they're done. But like for someone like Frank Ocean, it's like, dude, what is it? Let's call it 3-4 albums total, really, like 2 huge ones and then like 1 or 2 others, right? Like, can we all agree it's Blonde and Channel Orange and like,
well, Nostalgia Ultra needs to be released on streaming services,
dude,
so more people can be exposed to it.
So, and even if they just did that, like, that would build up his fan base so much more.
That would be such a... Dude, those songs would go viral.
That album's awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of those songs would go viral.
Just they don't have the sample clearing.
That's literally what it's about. Like Eagles are never going to let clear that sample as long as they live, because they're very, like, you know, anal about it.
Release someone's like I bet MGMT would be fine with them doing, like, Electric Feels or
use different production but the same vocals. I don't know. That's been done before. Macklemore, I can't let him bringing up Macklemore. He did a cover of Other Side by Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he just did the original sample, and then once he released it on iTunes and like for like actual profit, he changed the beat to make it like his own original sound. So
that's crazy. I don't even know how Macklemore would do a cover of that. Does he sing?
He raps. No, he just does the beat. Okay, a cover is a bad song. He uses the production, the instrumental.
Yo,
but
how long do I slide?
No. If you honestly, I would recommend it because it is a very honestly. The Other Side by Macklemore is actually kind of a dope song.
Slide on through the pawn shop.
Because he doesn't. He just uses the sound. It's the same concept as American Wedding, where he uses the backing track, but he has his own original lyrics and own original sound that goes with that. So that's that. What's your pet peeves in music?
Pet peeve. I just hate like ungenuine shit. Just like
Shake It Off.
Shake It Off is
or
a
just
banger.
More of like
she just sounds like she's having a good time recording it. Like she just sounds like she's just wanting to have fun.
I hate boring pop shit generally. Like of like, oh, we in the club, we fucking bitches. We drinking the thing. We're smoking the thing that's popular. We're drinking the thing.
My least favorite
popular.
rhymes.
We're doing all the things that are brand oriented and making money for the label.
Yeah. So my 2 least favorite rhymes. Goes into pet peeve. I hate rhyming girl with world. Everyone does it. It's the most annoying. I do not
like that. Yeah, I would say one of my pet peeves is like really just like basic ass rhymes. When it's like, dude, there's like 10 other words you could have used. That's a good one.
Girl and world, and then bottles and models. That's another one that pisses me off.
Models, Jesus Christ.
It's so no, my favorite though, you know who just does it with zero remorse, just constant.
2 Chainz?
Who?
Star and Car. Tyga. Just every song.
Oh, I'm a star.
Look at my car. Look at bitch, I'm a star.
That's a good one.
Like, and he does it in like there's like 3 or 4 songs like within that couple albums he came out with when he was big, like that do that, and it's just like, dude, you can't. There's so many words that end in AR. You can't. Like,
going back to vapid pop shit, I hate when rappers rap over like a pop song and it's like the rap feature. I think that's the worst.
The worst rap feature of modern history was Kanye West rapping over E.T.
That's a good one.
That is so. I'ma disrobe you, then I'ma probe you. Like
some of Lil Wayne's features. I'm like, why? Lil Wayne featuring on Down. Like, why are you doing that? Hearing like T.I. feature on Blurred Lines. Like, what? Why? Come on, you're like a trap hood rapper rapping like this goofy ass Robin Thicke song like that. I can't. It kills the authenticity part of it because it sounds like some sellout bullshit every time.
Yep.
Even when Kendrick with Bad Blood, I hate that fucking feature because it just sounds like pop bullshit. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? You're rapping over Taylor Swift, like you talk about how Drake's
Kendrick has a verse in Bad Blood.
You ever heard that?
Yeah, you never.
I will not.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. That breaks my heart. Hopefully, he got a good check for that.
Dude. Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, and it was his first #1 hit in his career, so you got to give him credit for that. That's the reason why I like it. I'm like, okay, finally, my boy got a #1 hit song.
That just goes to show you the state of like music. Like, so to your point, I do respect what Charlie XCX is doing because it is a little more like off the mainstream path of pop stuff because it's taken that over, but it does have a more unique approach, which I do like. Like if you listen to Brat, it's like, no, like this is how I do shit. Like
very electronic.
yes,
I'll say that.
but it's also like it's pretty unapologetic, which I like. So I do definitely like respect that aspect to it. The song that just makes me like homicidal is Happy
By
Pharrell.
wait, what do you have against that song? You hate that song?
Bro, the first thing I think of is like the Minions and like all of 2010 like just shitty kid movies that have a trailer where it's like literally an animated movie and it's that playing in the background.
I think that song is I love that song. That's like, okay, we're talking about guilt. Well, also I'm a big Pharrell fan. So,
I love Pharrell.
So in the story of Pharrell's career, like he hasn't had a number one hit solo. I mean, he had one other hit like as a solo artist, but he had a Jay-Z feature in like the 2000s. But he's always like been known, but never had like a pop hit, and he's been in the game for
he's
like
more of a producer, dude. Like let's call a spade a spade. He's got a great voice, but he's an even better producer.
Yeah,
right?
I know. It's just kind of cool seeing his story, like he rooting for him after all his years of grinding in the
Lego
industry.
movie explains it all.
It does. That Lego movie is like my favorite. I told it might be my favorite movie.
Oh God. Well,
no, I'm talking about the Pharrell. Bro. You ever seen the Pharrell Lego movie? Pharrell has a biopic where he basically makes it's animated in Legos, and it's his story, and it's
I thought
awesome.
you were talking about Happy being in the Lego movie because I was like, yep, check. That is also probably the song that was playing. In the
No, I think the song was
trailer
Everything Was Awesome, which is a good song.
I
like
do.
that song.
You know what's funny is I went with my two nephews, when we did a family trip to San Diego earlier this year, and they wanted to go to Legoland. And so we went to Legoland, and they had a whole little part of Legoland that was Legoland or Lego movie themed, and so it was really funny because they had like the Everything Is Awesome playing. They had like whatever that like rainbow kitten thing, and there was like a ride, and it was like that like dropping up and down. It was because the Lego movie is actually pretty.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah,
it's actually an amazing movie.
Yeah,
It would be it's a miracle that they made like such a well written movie based off the fucking Legos. Like that just sounds like some sellout bullshit.
No,
but like
they
it's actually
gave
it has
the director
heart.
full carte blanche to do.
Yeah,
what the
like
fuck he wanted.
Philip, what's his name, Christopher Lord and Phil Miller. Like they're actually like really like actual Hollywood geniuses. Like they did the Spider-Verse movies. So like I think they definitely, and they done the 21 Jump Street movies too. So they're good at they know how to make good movies.
Motherfuckers.
They know how to make good movies. Speaking of movies, also I think we'll make this the last question. Any favorite like songs used in movies, musical cues and songs? Like,
Oh yeah. This isn't a favorite, but this is one that just like, dude, Phil Collins goes so hard in Tarzan. It's not even okay. It's not even okay how good those songs are in that fucking movie. I can't emphasize that enough to you. And then the other one is John Resnick. They got the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
Have you seen Treasure Planet?
you said we're going Disney again?
Well, like, I'm talking... Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what made me think about it. But, dude, like, those two soundtracks... Like, dude, Phil Collins had no business going that hard on those. Dude, I'm serious. Like, there's a couple songs on that Tarzan. I will die by this. I'm not even.
No, I respect it. It's just it was a very different approach for Disney. Okay, so what's that movie? Oliver and Company. Billy Joel wrote all the music or most of the music for that. You know that? Yeah. So he wrote, and then Lion King was Elton John. And then freaking Hercules was Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
So
that's but sick. Why don't they do that shit anymore?
Lin-Manuel Miranda was like the last one to do it, like last celebrity like artist to like write the music.
They just remake them now.
Yeah, going back to that. So like those songs, they had these like celebrities write their music, like big name like artists, but they had other people sing the song, like people, they're musicals, right? But Tarzan was like, Phil Collins was like, fuck all that, I'm gonna sing the music myself. Like,
Dude, he did a wonderful job. He did such a good job.
So
Dude,
funny.
the most sentimental moment, like arguably in my life, was one of my best friend's wedding, and his mom, for like the groom mother dance, she did "You'll Be in My Heart."
That's the song I think that's the only song I know from the album.
I hadn't heard that song in fucking 20 years. I was just welling up. I was like, oh my God, this is the song about a mother's love. Well, and technically, that song is about Lily Collins. So Phil Collins wrote that song as an homage to Lily. And so, like, I did some research on that, and I was like, dude, this guy just doesn't fucking miss. Like,
He invented the drums for the 80s.
yeah, no, it's
He has a lot of influence on music.
Yeah.
Like, shockingly, Phil Collins.
no, Phil Collins is a fucking man.
He's the greatest drummer singer of all time. Is that like,
drummer singer, I
Yeah.
would say, yeah.
He's who can compete with him?
Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave Grohl's a good
But
one, but he doesn't drum and sing
he
at the
went
same
from
time.
being a drummer to
Yeah.
a singer. He didn't
Ringo
like,
maybe, or like
but like no, Phil Collins was drumming and singing.
Anderson
like,
.Paak style shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Anderson
Yeah,
.Paak.
Anderson. Yeah,
but that's
exactly.
like a modern
Questlove.
example. But like Phil Questlove doesn't sing. Phil Collins like was like
He raps.
the first
no. Okay,
like
so
big one that we
so
can
the
recognize.
other one, and this is maybe equally as outrageous, but like if you actually know the soundtracks, you will agree with me. Is all of the Twilight movies have fucking amazing soundtracks? No, dude, seriously. Like
It's 1,000 years. Is that, or is that
yeah. So there's really nothing on them that's obviously like written by. Actually, Rob Pattinson does have a couple in the original, but like, dude, Flightless Bird, American Mouth, Iron and Wine,
it will
1,000
rain.
Years, Christina Perri, Rosalind, Bon Iver, Turning Page, Sleeping at Last. That is like literally one of the greatest love songs ever written in the fucking world. It's got Supermassive Black Hole by Muse.
That's a good one. Wow.
Fucking 15 Step by Radiohead. Decode by Paramore.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's got Death Cab for Cutie. It's got
I did not know Twilight had that much of a pull.
Dude, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, a teenage
Like,
girl's wet dream at the time.
yeah, but dude, no, it's got Green Day. It's got there's a lot, dude. Seriously, there's a soundtrack for all like 5 or whatever many movies there are, and there's a lot of good, and they're all from, once again, like because that first album, like that's like kind of what got me into In Rainbows, if I'm being honest.
Wow.
It was
Thank Twilight for that.
yeah, shout out Twilight, because that first soundtrack, there's a Full Moon by the Black Ghosts. It was a great song. Let me see here. What other ones are really good on here? Leave Out All the Rest by Linkin Park.
Oh, yeah, that was from Minutes to Midnight.
Hits on it.
Yeah.
Like, and then they kept doing that for each one. Like, there's a Passion Pit song that's really good. On yeah, so they did a good job of like, outsourcing the music for that one.
Wow, very impressive. One I had in mind, it's more of like a, like I was thinking of like songs that like licensed songs that they use, not like for the movies. Like, for example, I'm thinking Goodfellas. Goodfellas, and there's a scene where basically one character has to kill a bunch of characters to keep him silent.
Yeah.
And he plays well, spoiler alert. He plays. They played the ending part of Layla. So Layla by Derek and the Dominos. Sure. There's the original part of Layla, and then there's the instrumental, like this, almost the second part. And for the longest time, I did not know those were the same song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't realize until much later. And now Layla's one of the best songs ever. The fact that you had this like intro part that's almost, and then you had the instrumental part, which is like, oh my god! And now it's basically tied into the Goodfellas scene. Like, that's what I mean. Like, sometimes songs can be like almost defined by the movie scene they're in.
Yep.
It's
sure.
happened so many times.
You know what the other one?
Take my breath away.
You know what I
Is
think
that
of?
Top Gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I think of is
That song was dope.
Blow. You guys seen Blow with Johnny Depp?
The one where he's like a drug dealer?
Yeah, dude, literally first song, Can't You Hear Me Knocking?
By Rolling Stones?
Yeah,
Wow.
and then it's got Keep It Comin' Love by Casey and the Sunshine Band. That Smell by Leonard Skinner. All the Tired Horses, Bob Dylan.
Boogie Nights has a legendary song.
Oh, dude, yeah, Boogie Nights has really great soundtrack.
that's
How about
that's
that
the one I
ra-
wanted to bring up.
shit,
for
the
myself.
messed up Black Mirror episode where they had the Radiohead song at the end. Exit music, not exit music. Am I thinking of the right one? Like the one where like he's like getting caught. He got caught masturbating to like kids, and then they play that radio song at the end.
For a film.
Yeah, so that I will never. I can't unhear that song without hearing that kid fucking.
That kid has been in a lot of shit recently.
He's a very
too.
popular actor right now.
He's in the new Alien TV show I've been telling you guys to watch.
Okay.
That show's fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they just finished airing the last episode of the first season, but that's yeah.
I gotta check that out. Do you have any favorites?
Boogie Nights is up there.
What song specifically? Like, do you just like the whole soundtrack?
Dude, yeah, like throughout from they have the Commodores on there. They have War, Marvin Gaye, fucking. It's just like it's a nostalgia movie for me, just sonically.
Yeah.
Because like that's a lot of the music I grew up on.
Oh, 1,000 Miles, White Chicks. Like, I think like that. Like
Yeah.
Terry Crews, like, this is my favorite song. And he's like singing this song. Milkshakes being used in dodgeball when they're getting the car wash.
Yeah.
My milkshake.
Well, dude, Night Call from Drive.
Ooh,
Oh,
what a
I
pull.
haven't watched that movie
What a
in a
pull.
long time.
Dude, that's that
and a great song too.
There's actually a handful of songs on that one that are pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of what I got for you.
He didn't really do much after that. I'm mad about Kavinsky. Kavinsky,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the artist that made.
He
this
didn't
song,
do. Yeah,
Night Call.
you're right. He's known. That was talk about a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, he did some stuff after, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
gigantic.
All right, I think we're gonna end it there. I think you guys have
That was
any
blessed.
lasting remarks? I will say Pretty God, I think, is better than Sam's Town. I'll just end it at that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not gonna hate
I
that.
think we
take.
all.
All right. Well, we'll see you. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.